Update: I told my sister our dad is dating her close friend. First post. So not much of an update, but I just did it and told my sister. She was upset, she started crying. I think at first she was most upset because her friend lied to her a lot to keep this relationship a secret, daily lying. So she was really upset about that. Then the weirdness of it all set in and she got really upset. She asked me if we should tell our mom, and I really don't know. I don't know what the right move is here, but I guess I'm glad my sister knows now so we can figure it out together. My sister hasn't spoken to either one of them, my dad or her friend. She just blocked both their numbers and I did the same. She was mad at me for not telling her right away, but she understood that I wanted them to be the ones to tell her. To the people that said it was none of my sister's business to know or none of my business to tell her, you're morons. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 50, if your parent is dating one of your friends you should know about it. So that's the update. I don't know what we're going to do about my mom. I don't think she expected him to be dating someone so soon since they were married for so long and didn't break up that long ago and haven't even officially started the divorce process. Your mom would definitely rather hear it from you than find out some other way. I definitely was all for telling your sister, it was the absolutely right thing to do. I'm guessing the age thing is what's freaking your sister out. It freaked us all out. He's known her since she was 7/8 EU. I would say tell your mom, and this needs to get to the close friend's parents. It's such a betrayal for your sister from her friend. Also, this will be a big shock for your mom, but it won't be a secret for long. It never is. Especially if this friend is pregnant like you suspect. Did you tell your sister this? You did good, and I'm so sorry your own dad is putting you both through this. Remember, if they truly think they are doing nothing wrong, then why are they keeping it a secret? Keep us updated. Edit: age correction. This shit just gets worse. So glad that you stuck to your guns and told her. Good for you. I'm so sorry that you're going through this, but at least now you have each other to work through it all. Hard. I might still consider talking to your sister's friend's parents if you're comfortable, but understand if this simply isn't feasible right now. Your dad is a creep. I'm so sorry. Haven't even officially started the divorce process, is a huge red flag in my opinion if your dad is already with someone, as young as they are too. They haven't even started the divorce process? Oh boy. I really think your dad may have been cheating with this girl and possibly have groomed her if your parents just separated and is already with her. I'm sorry, Op. Honestly, did your sister confront them about the dating? If so, let him tell your mom. If they both wanted to split, then it shouldn't matter what she thinks mom that is. But if mom was working on the marriage, then they was probably messing around before then. Your mom deserves to know, much like your sister did in regards to her friend. It'd be for the best if it came from the two of you, than for it to accidentally come out in some other way. Update. He found out and tried to coerce my landlord into letting him in. TL, doctor. I'm relatively fine after my disastrous breakup. I heard he found out and lost his shit. My ex tried to get my former landlord to open the door of our old place for him after I sent all his belongings to his mother's home. He lied to the landlord and said his key was broken. Then he made up several stories to get him to open the door. The landlord almost called the police because he wouldn't leave, and his sister got feisty. It seems like he got attached to the place and can't process that it's no longer his home. His AP may have broken up with him already. Thanks for your kind replies and messages. My update is kind of fragmented as it's not first-hand knowledge. I spent New Year's Eve with my family. It was both weird and a relief. It was so nice I almost felt out of place since Nick's family is kind of difficult in terms of keeping their relationships together. Their holiday gatherings tend to bring a lot of tension. So my New Year's Eve was simple. I went to visit family and got to enjoy the gathering with old friends we've known for years. We took all the precautions, COVID, vaccine shots, etc. I liked the feeling of just being a regular person and not having to be guarded against getting on MIL's or SIL's bad side or feeling that my significant other isn't making an effort to compensate for me being away from my family. My sister agreed to allow me to help her set up a new business. I'll be coaching her. She won't have to go crazy looking for clients as I'll outsource some tasks to her. I'll be helping her get new clients once she fully learns and masters her new trade. Also, this will surely allow her to practice while gaining credibility. She's a hard worker and she already enrolled in courses so that she can gain some expertise. My sister is a patient learner who writes everything down. I love it because it encourages me to keep it up. I had a chance to get to know my teenage nieces and nephews a little better. They grew fast while I was away. and to actively participate in helping the family pets stay in a room where they would be safe during the fireworks madness. I rolled the storm stoppers at home before I left, so hopefully it helped with sound insulation. I left my family's home early the next morning and spent the whole day in my pajamas watching comedy shows. Honestly, loungewear is the best way to ease my malady. I need the lighthearted stuff right now. I got lots of sushi and pizza I treated myself to. I'm still recovering from my illness, and I think the long trip took a toll because I'm fatigued. It could also be mental exhaustion. Well, my only option now is to get better. So, about Nick. The shit hit the fan at least twice. I got an update from my landlord. My lawyer suggested I give my old landlord my new number to keep communication open should he need anything or need any post-move adjustments. I left owing him no money, the catio and everything else were taken down, but it's best to keep communication open to avoid misunderstandings. Everything was clear between me and Andy, landlord. He just called to verify that I didn't give Nick any instructions towards asking him for anything. First, he showed up asking for assistance unlocking the door because his key was broken, lying. The landlord refused, but when he came back, this time with his mother and sister, the landlord called me as Nick claimed that I said I'd left some of his stuff with Andy. This makes no sense. I confirmed this as a lie. Nick wanted Andy to open the door for him, but Andy declined. Andy mentioned things that he just can't make up. He said Nick told him that he's a businessman, and a respectable person, and that he's a victim because I'm trying to take him down because I know he can succeed. This sounds so familiar. Back when we were together, he used to blame unknown enemies for his setbacks. When I say unknown, just think about the man. That shit started when I called him out for not putting enough effort on his goals. Oh, and he said this is happening because he broke up with me, and I couldn't handle it. Also, he tried to talk Andy into letting him stay for the remainder of the lease, to extinguish the time frame until next rent, but obviously, the answer was no. Also, even if he got in, all utilities have been cancelled. His sister suggested Nick bring a bed or something to use up the remaining weeks of the lease, but this is a no-go since the lease was only on my name. This originated an exchange between her and the landlord. Nick and his family insisted on lurking around after being asked to leave. He says Nick and his mother made it really hard to get rid of and that his sister sat on the stairs and was defiant. I can't recall what her reply was when Andy told her that sitting on the staircase wasn't allowed, but it was enough to piss Andy off. Nick was hell-bent on convincing him that he needed to let him in to retrieve his business files and info. Nothing else happened at this point after they were told the police would be called on them. So Nick and his family went outside and remained in the parking lot. Andy told me Nick looked flushed and unhinged and was talking really fast. Oh, and he demonized me the whole time. Andy and I had excellent landlord-tenant rapport, so I was kind of embarrassed when he told me Nick tried to put himself at Andy's professional level and kind of tried to remove boundaries. I know this is on Nick, but it reflects on me also because I was with him. That's all I know from Andy's side, so sorry if this doesn't make a lot of sense. I called my lawyer. It was all covered before I left, but I got confirmation that a successful lawsuit is another long shot since Nick only used his mother's address as his official dwelling place. He even used it for his legal battle with his ex-wife. I know this for a fact. My sister sent me screenshots from his app's mom's profile. Nick's sister and app's sister have been at a crossfire over their siblings. I don't know app's sister's personality, but I know my former SIL is very prone to getting involved. There are lots of cryptic hostile posts. On his sister's side, it's all hatred against her own ex, and lots of venom against people who will claim to love you but won't hesitate to attempt to destroy you. Never trust someone who claims they will help you but will leave you with nothing. She also makes reference to little women who get infatuated with men and dump them after they are finally available. Beware of women who behave like groupies. They don't love you. They won't stick with you. You will learn who really loves you when you have nothing but yourself to offer. Also, she got lots of quotes with Nick being tagged about family being there for you, tomorrow will look better. That's totally them and the dynamics of their family from hell. They love to hurt people but act like victims and are too sensitive to take responsibility. Okay, so the app's mother has gone crazy in the last 6 days or so. They did celebrate New Year's Eve and Nick's face is nowhere to be seen. All of her siblings are shown with their SOs, and she is not shown with him. Also, all pics showing Nick from the Caribbean family vacation seem to have been deleted. I noticed she wasn't tagged in her employer's Xmas post. I'm familiar with that company's style. I'll admit I went crazy checking their profile when I first found out about their affair the first time around. And they love to tag their employees, it's a small company. She was tagged for Thanksgiving and all the previous e-greeting posts from every holiday in 2021. So, they include all their employees in these posts, and she hasn't been included. Not on the Xmas post. Not on the New Year's Eve post. Not on the New Year's Day post. They posted about 3 entries in between and she wasn't tagged. Her profile is active, but she's just not being included. Her sister who lives abroad posted a picture of all the siblings and she definitely hates Nick. Nick's AP replied with a nice sentence about family and the sister told her that she's amazing and that she is sure God will have great things in storage for you next year. Remember, when a door closes, thousands will open, and whomever should not be in your life will be removed no matter how painful it gets. Also, she posts a lot about freeloaders. I don't like AP, but I feel that somehow, she's getting scapegoated by his family. I'm not sure what happened or exactly what went down. They are definitely not together, and she seems to no longer be working at that firm. Her mother seems to be reeling and has been writing a lot about parasitic men. Losers seeking someone to latch onto, and mothers are always right. To be honest, I don't think their breakup, if so, has to do with me canceling his chances at using me. The vibe I'm getting is that maybe he tried to squeeze more than was acceptable from AP in front of her family. Or I could be wrong. Maybe hell did break loose during their trip, and he took it out on her, but knowing him, he wouldn't get hostile towards the person whom he depended on specially during a trip abroad. Nick is very manipulative and, in my experience, he tends to behave very sweetly when he wants something. So, once again, thanks for all the good wishes and kindness. I'm throwing myself into work, my own healing, and I'm trying to have as much fun as possible. I'm avoiding all types of rom-coms that include sexy scenes because it turns my stomach. It reminds me of his cheating. I'm not an expert about App's mom, but I think that lady will take him down. Their emails that I read showed he was resentful of his App's mom for not wanting him in her family. He told me once, very early in our relationship, that he used to know her, and it was cordial until he started dating her daughter, so she soured on him and was responsible for him losing several career opportunities. Honestly, I would translate this as her pulling the rug after she found out he's a user. His version was very contradictory. At one point he said he and App's mom used to be very close because she helped him a lot. Other times he said he never loved AP. Zero credibility. I hope everyone on here gets a very good 2022. I'd be willing to bet it started going downhill when his credit cards were denied as soon as they landed in paradise, and they found themselves having to foot the bill. Damn. I'm glad you're feeling better, hope you have a successful life, and please take time to heal. Good for you, girl. I can see why people might think you're obsessing for this, but like a user said, you kinda wanna see the wreckage. Wish you a happy and successful 2022. Hope you find peace and happiness. I just read all of your posts. Well done. It'll take time to heal, but it will get better every day. Also, I completely understand not being able to watch likely any TV. I highly recommend watching Law & Order SVU, earlier seasons. Good riddance. Also, best landlord ever? This is amazing and well done. You should be really proud of yourself for leaving and also doing it in such a kick-ass way. I hope you and your kitties have a wonderful life. Woman, you are my freaking hero. I have been reading all your posts and comments for Thus Story and you are awesome. You went scorched earth on his loser self. I wish you all the best happenings for the new year. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. It is really satisfying to see how thoroughly you checkmated this dude. Take your time healing and enjoy your new freedom. My 21M girlfriend, 21F, just admitted she cheated on me 2 years ago. Basically what the title says, we're in a 5-year relationship and she started a project with a group of new people and one of them started flirting with her. The project got down and I get to question her about this guy and she promised they never did a thing. Until 2 days ago I brought the topic back cause it was bothering me since it all happened. Fast forward, she admitted cheating and now I don't know what to do. This just hurts. Update. First of all, thanks a lot for your opinions. I've arrived to my city and she received me with a 5-page letter which just finished. In the letter she says what happened 2 years ago and how her mind perceived it, nothing I didn't know by now. She also expressed how happy she was when I gave her the promise ring. Yeah, I did it after this mess, and all her energy will be focused on not losing me. In the end says that she's waiting for me in the park to talk this. Well, that's pretty much it. Wish me luck. Break up. Really, it's the only thing. She lied to you on top of cheating. Your trust will never be the same. Do you live together? I stayed after being cheated on. He kept it from me for a few months and I hung out with both this motherfucker and the other girl still when I had no idea. I looked like a damn fool. I stayed for years afterwards, don't ask me why, haha, and honestly it was the worst thing I could have done. I was miserable and still never fully trusted him. It formed resentment since he was just a constant reminder of what happened. Don't waste years of your life for convenience or that you could make it work. Unless the effort is made on both sides. I had a hard time forgiving myself for putting myself through that. God damn. Happier now though. So she's your ex now, right? Right? Sorry you're having to go through that. The hard truth is that you should end the relationship. More accurately, she ended it 2 years ago. If she didn't respect you, then why will she in the future? While it's important to appreciate the confession, she still has demonstrated that what she wants supersedes her commitment to you. So, you'd already been together 3 years at the point that she cheated? Bro, leave that bitch. Take some time on your own to figure out if you have the capacity to fully forgive it. Most people don't. You shouldn't trust her, but if you don't have the capacity to trust her in spite of it, the relationship is already over. Smart money is to leave and start over with someone new. Some people make it work, but most people regret trying. Ask her if you can fuck some other girl to balance out the equation. Both 21 years, the chances of this working out was slim to begin with. Breaking of trust just confirmed it. I broke up with my cheating boyfriend and left him crying and begging. I, 22F, found out my boyfriend, 24M, of almost 3 years cheated on me for the 4th time and lied about it. I only found out about it when I saw him add this girl on Instagram and because of my trust issues with him leading me to message her and ask. She was completely clueless that he even had a girlfriend. Some backstory: I started dating him in 2019 and had pretty good relationship up until March of 2021. Before that I thought he was the most loyal person I could ever meet. I never doubted him. He broke up with me because his parents didn't want him to marry a girl from different caste than them. Or so I thought was the reason for our breakup. Turns out he had been cheating on me all along. He hooked up with a random girl from his college initially in our relationship and defended himself by saying we were just starting to date at that time. Later he flirted and talked on calls with a girl he met online playing games together. When we first broke up I was in a bad place mentally as well as health-wise. He left me when I was bedridden and needed him the most. But we got back together in September 2021 and that's when he told me all of this. I forgave him and gave him another chance as I still loved him. But he never put efforts in helping me overcome my trust issues and insecurities. He kept adding random girls on Instagram and never shared his password with me. I just needed it to put my mind on ease for a month. Things were fine between us up until now. I decided one chance is enough and asked him to meet. I showed him all the recordings between him and the girl. I cried, he apologized and asked for another chance. The 3 years we were together I had never seen this man crying, but when I told him I was leaving, he started crying right in front of me. It was painful to watch him that way. He was out of control. He cried so much that he was burning with fever. So this is where I feel I might be wrong. I left him crying. I broke up and left him in that condition. And now I feel awful. Should I've given him another chance? I still do love him. Peas. We do not have a future together. I will marry someone else in 2-4 years. So will he. Since we are Indian, our marriages will be arranged. Peas. My parents were never against our marriage. You did the right thing. He only cried because he got caught and didn't have a backup anymore. Focus on yourself and delete and block him from your life. Deep down, he'll never change even if he gets married. I hope you stay strong and feel better soon too. 4th time? Respect yourself next time to break things off permanently after the first time. 4 times? Come on now, crybaby isn't crying and begging because he cares. He is upset he forgot and is now losing his for sure thing, you. What a pathetic loser. Don't give in unless you want to be cheated on 5 times. Is this a joke? You literally showed us how he's garabe and a disgusting individual that does not love or respect you, and you ask if he deserves another chance. I mean, do you like being in a relationship where your parent does not love or respect you and will literally waste your time for years? It's the same answer to the question. I'm not sure what the answer to that question for you is, but I recommend blocking him. You did the right thing. He got his second chance when he cheated the first time. Once is enough. He needs to have consequences to his actions. Best of luck, op. He's only crying because you caught him, and respect yourself enough to break up. If you want us to tell you that you did the right actions. Yes, you needed to break up. Many would have broken up when he left you bedridden. What a jerk. Or the first 3 times he cheated. Could you stay with him and appease his begging? Yes. But you already have not trusted him for years. What kind of relationship would it be if you stay out of guilt? Not a good one for you. He's just sad he lost control of you, but he doesn't sound like he would ever change in a meaningful way to be a good partner. To be honest, I think there will come a time where you feel good about this breakup. He deserved it. He deserved to feel crushed. He hurt you with his cheating, you don't have to feel sorry for him. Move on. Don't look back, you deserve better. What is wrong with you? Why would you get back with a man who left you when you were ill? I'm also Indian, so I completely understand your situation, but I don't understand why are giving so many chances to man who doesn't treat you right.